Hi, I'm Ian VARLEY, CEO of Eagle Business Credit, and welcome to Eagle Eye. Today we're going to be talking about UCC filings and what they mean to you as a business owner. So, you own a business and you've discovered that somebody has a UCC 1 filed on your business. What does that mean? Why should you care? What it means, it's a statement of fact. It's recorded at usually the state level with the Secretary of State that a lender owns certain collateral of your business. What do I mean by collateral? Well, if you have real estate and you have a mortgage, then the mortgage holder will file a lien on your property. It's very similar, but with a UCC, it can be on any asset of your business. So if you have a lease on a truck or piece of equipment, chances are that leasing company has filed a UCC on that specific piece of equipment or truck that you borrowed the money against, that you obtained the lease for. So it's a recording of fact that you owe money to another party, and that party has recorded that they own that asset that's currently with your business. So as a business owner, you really need to know what UCCs are filed on your business, because oftentimes they can sit there and get out of date, and the lender may not terminate them. So as you're looking for finance, a new lender, a secured lender, will always do a search on your company to see what UCCs are in place. So it's important as a business owner to understand that that record is correct and complete. And maybe you paid off a lease, or maybe you shouldn't have a UCC filed on a certain asset. You need to know about it. It could slow down your ability to get certain loans from other secured parties. You as a small business owner need to be aware that when you're applying for loans or any form of finance, read the small print. If it mentions that you authorize them to file a UCC 1, then you are giving permission for that lender to make that entry in the books with the Secretary of State that you now have a security position, that that lender owns part of your collateral. So it's very important to understand when you're giving that authority, at what point the lender can make that filing. Because it may be very early in the stages where you're just negotiating. You may sign a proposal, but for whatever reason you don't proceed. If you've given authorization for a UCC 1 to be filed, then that lender is probably going to do it fairly early in the game so that it's recorded with the Secretary of State. You may not be aware. You won't get a notification. The lender then, if you choose not to proceed, isn't going to remove that UCC 1 filing. So we're finding that a lot of companies, when they come to us for finance, are not aware that they have these filings, and we have to go through it with them. Another thing to be aware of is what is a UCC 3? That is just a different form of UCC filing, and it's a more versatile form. It covers many different matters. So a UCC 1 is where a lender will take a security position. A UCC 3 is where they can then amend it, and an amendment can be any form. It can be extending that filing, it can be terminating that filing, or changing certain information. Maybe the lender has sold their book to another lender, now it's going to be assigned. So it's a different form of UCC filing. So again, as a small business owner, why is this important? You've got to understand this terminology. UCC 1 is where the lender will take a security position on certain of your assets as their collateral. UCC 3 is where they either amend it or terminate it. And you need to understand, if you have a filing on your company, a UCC 1, what you need to do to get that lender to file a UCC 3 to either get rid of it or amend it. It's always important to speak to anybody that you take finance from. Understand at what point they're going to make that collateral statement file.